Hi YouTube fam, thank you for joining me today. My name is Gina Marie Bova, and this is where I like to come to discuss solved and unsolved true crime cases, true crime facts and stats, and missing person cases that I don't feel have gotten enough attention from mainstream media. If you are interested in everything true crime, then you have come to the right place. I hope you will choose to subscribe to this channel, and if you click the little bell next to the subscribe button, YouTube will notify you whenever I upload new content. Quick warning before we get started, the videos on my channel are intended for mature audiences only. They are not for children or for those with weak stomachs. My language is never censored, and I don't sugarcoat things. I give gruesome details, and I show photos at my discretion. These stories are hard to hear, I know, because they are every bit as hard to tell. Even though some of these cases have even brought me to tears, I choose to tell them because evil does not go away, even if we bury our heads in the sand. John Bui Tran was born on November 11, 1976, in Saigon, Taiwan. John is a naturalized United States citizen. He once lived in West Covina, California, but he moved to Dorchester, Massachusetts during the summer of 2004 so that he could attend Quincy College on a part-time basis. He was majoring in liberal arts with the goal of writing screenplays for movies and television. He lived on Church Street in Dorchester, and he worked at a pet supply store in Quincy. He was often seen riding his bicycle around town, and he usually had on a dark-colored backpack. He was about 5 foot 4 inches tall and approximately 130 pounds when he disappeared in 2004. He was seen at a party, then he was never seen again. Somebody from that party or nearby knows something. The FBI are investigating the suspicious disappearance of John Tran, and they are asking for the public's assistance in locating either witnesses from, at, or near the party that night, or John alive or his remains. If you have any information, please contact your local FBI office. Dawnita Wilkerson. She was born on March 14, 1976, in Evansville, Indiana. At the time of her disappearance, she was approximately 5'3" and about 145 pounds. She had dark brown hair and brown eyes. She was 44 years old when she went missing. The last time she was ever seen was June 21st, 2020, at 8:16 p.m. She was captured on surveillance footage getting into a 2004 silver Chevy Suburban. She has not been seen or heard from since. Dawnita Wilkerson has multiple tattoos, including a heart on her lower back, praying hands with the name Timmy on her upper right shoulder, and a cross on her upper left shoulder. Dawnita's phone was shut off by the very next morning after her disappearance. Her family reported her missing when she didn't call her mother or her daughters like she usually did. She has not been in contact since. Dawnita has several medical conditions that require medication, and she does not have those medications with her. If you have any information concerning this case, you may contact the FBI Indianapolis Office at 317-595-4000 or the Evansville Police Department at 812-436-7979 or the Anonymous, and leave a tip on the tip line at 812-435-6194. And don't worry if you didn't catch those numbers, it will all be written in the description of this video. Hanuel Oh was born on January 28th, the year 2000. She was last seen on December 20th, 2021 in Davie, Florida. Her disappearance occurred under suspicious circumstances. She was 5 foot tall. She weighed about 105 pounds. She had black hair, brown eyes. She's known to drive a 2005 Toyota Corolla that was gray in color with New Jersey license plates reading L20NAZ. She has ties to New Jersey, Baltimore, Maryland, Florida, and Korea. She is a Korean national, and she's living here in the United States and studying here. If you have any information concerning this person, please contact your local FBI office. Thank you. Shaniece Harris was born on February 2nd, 1986. She lived in Rock Hill, New York, in the USA. She was known to frequent areas in Middletown and Monticello, New York. Shaniece was last seen in Rock Hill on May 29, 2017, and has not been heard from since. At the time of her disappearance, she weighed about 260 pounds. She was 5 foot 8 inches tall. She had a tattoo on her right forehand that read Sparks, S-P-A-R-K-Z, and another tattoo on her left arm of 2 hands folded in prayer that reads Rest in Peace. There is a reward of $10,000 being offered for any information leading to the finding of Shaniece Harris. So anyone with information, please call either the FBI New York office at 212-384-1000. That again is the New York office, the FBI. It's 212-384-1000. You may also contact your local FBI office, or you can submit a tip online at www.tips.fbi.gov. That's www.tips.fbi.gov. Jamona Pickett was born on May 24, 2007. She was 5 foot 5 inches tall and about 140 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes when she disappeared. She was last seen at her foster home around 3 p.m. on May 1st, 2022, in Scottsville, Kentucky. It's said that she ran away before, so some assume that she ran away this time because she allegedly took a bag of her clothes with her when she left. However, in my opinion, until somebody actually sees or speaks with her, we all need to consider her as missing, not a runaway. She's only 15 years old. Perhaps I've become more suspicious with all of the cases that I've researched and all of the horrible shit that I've seen and heard of people doing to one another. But I feel that there is a good chance that she may never have run away at all. I mean, no disrespect intended, but generally speaking, foster homes don't have the greatest reputation. Emotional, physical, and sexual abuse happens. So does murder. It is rare in the grand scheme of things, and most foster parents are wonderful. But some do it for the paycheck and others are just predators. So I'm just saying that every avenue needs to be looked into. So let me reiterate that I absolutely do not know the circumstances in this particular case, and maybe it is true that she just ran away. If so, one question to ask is why? Why did she run away? Was she being abused in some way? Did she leave with somebody that she thought she could trust? Predators are everywhere, especially found online these days. Or maybe she felt that they had no right to remove her from her family's home in the first place. I'm not an expert here, just thinking out loud. And I hope that she is found alive, safe, and unharmed. If you have any information about this case, please contact the FBI's Louisville field office at 502-263-6000. That's 502-263-6000. You may also contact your local FBI office, or you can leave an anonymous tip online at www.tips.fbi.gov. That's TIPS.FBI.gov. Shaniece Stein was born on February 8, 2000. Today she would be 22 years old. She lived in Aurora, Colorado, and was only 16 years old when she disappeared. On July 15, 2016, Shaniece left her home at around 2 a.m. She was reportedly seen around the neighborhood that same morning during the very early hours, but nobody has seen or heard from her since. She has not made any contact with family or friends since July 15, 2016. She had a job interview appointment the very next day after she went missing She was supposed to be there on the 16th, and she did not make it to that appointment. She was last seen wearing black stonewashed jeans, a black V-neck t-shirt, silver hoop earrings, and a silver watch on her left wrist. If you have any information about the location of Lashea Stein or any of the circumstances around her disappearance, you are urged to contact the Colorado Crime Stoppers at 720-913-7867. That's 720-913-7867, or you may contact your local FBI office. Nefertiri R. Trader was born in Delaware on February 21st, 1981, and was 33 years old when she went missing. But she didn't just go missing. She was kidnapped, and there was a witness. Here's what is known. The witness report stated that on June 30th, 2014, around 4 a.m., near Nefertiri's apartment, a man was seen forcing Nefertiri into the backseat of his car. He then slammed the door shut, hopped into the driver's seat, and sped off. This is very close to her apartment, like I said, and she has not been seen or heard from since. Now, because it was 4 o'clock in the morning, it was dark, the witness did not get a good look at the license plate number or the face of the assailant. However, it was said that he was wearing tan shorts and a dark-colored hoodie, and that the car was a silver year 2000 Acura RL, similar to the photo above, just to give you an idea of what that car looks like. At the time of her disappearance, she had brown eyes, she was 5'6", and she weighed approximately 125 pounds. She also has a scar on her left leg, though the size of the scar and where on the left leg is not written down on the flyer, so I'm unsure of the specifics. However, the FBI is offering up to $20,000 in reward money to anyone who can give any information about the kidnapping, the kidnapper, or the location of Nefertiri. If you have any information at all about this kidnapping or where she is located now, please contact your local FBI office or leave an anonymous tip online at www.tips.fbi.gov. Like I said before, you can remain anonymous. Nicole and Ariana Fitz. Quick rundown from some of the research that I did here on this case. Nicole worked 2 jobs, split shifts, extra shifts, trying to make ends meet. She was a single mother of little Ariana, who was born September 6, 2013. So she had a babysitter, and she kept Ariana at the babysitter's a lot, more than she would have liked, I'm sure. But like I said, she had crazy shifts. She was working all hours. And she wanted to make sure her child was cared for. So she had her at the babysitters. Now, the babysitters started making it more and more difficult for Nicole to retrieve her daughter when she wanted to retrieve her daughter. Until the point where they absolutely would not allow her to get her child back. They would evade her, ignore her calls, not be home when she shows up, so forth. I believe that the babysitters got very attached to Ariana. I believe they felt like, more than likely, they thought that she was not getting the care she needed from her mom because her mom was never around, so they decided they could care for her better. That's just what I think happened. But regardless, they had no right to keep that baby from her mom when she wanted her baby back. And before she was able to get her baby back, she came up missing. Now, when friends and family realized that they hadn't heard or seen anything to do with Ariana or her mom, Nicole, a police report was made, they were reported missing, and the search began. And not long after, Nicole's body was found in a shallow grave. She had been murdered, and Ariana was missing. According to some sites, there's no way to link the 2 incidents. I disagree. I feel there's only 2 explanations for her coming up missing and deceased. One is that she was murdered and never showed back up for her daughter, so the babysitters just took off with her. And the more logical one is the babysitters decided not to give her back at all and didn't want the mom being a problem or trying to hunt them down or reporting them, so they took her out. Either way, Nicole was murdered, buried in a shallow grave, and Ariana went missing. She was taken, the babysitters took off and have moved from place to place and then just disappeared. This case was reported April 1st, 2016. She was last seen mid-February. Details that I took from the website was created by her family members. I'll read that to you. It pretty much just reiterates what I just told you, but I'm going to read to you something, a little part of it, okay? So, quote, around April 5th, 2016, close friends and family of Ariana and her mother, Nicole Fitz, realized that something was wrong and notified San Francisco PD immediately. According to one of Nicole's closest friends, she had not been seen or heard from since April 1st. A police report was filed and a search for Nicole and Ariana began. Early into the investigation, Nicole Fitz was found murdered and buried in a shallow grave in McLaren Park in San Francisco. Ariana was last seen by family in mid-February. She stayed with her babysitter while Nicole was at work and between shifts because the commute was lengthy and she often worked extra shifts. At some point, Nicole had trouble getting her daughter back from the babysitter, and tragically, she was murdered before that could happen. And Ariana was kidnapped. We are still looking for Ariana. She was last seen in Oakland and Emeryville, California, with the babysitter and the babysitter's family members. They were last seen living in the San Francisco area during early parts of the investigation before taking off on the run. We have not given up looking for Ariana, and we hope you will help us in our search for her. She deserves to be with her family, and Nicole deserves justice. Below are some links and resources for more information, unquote. And unfortunately, that's not all I found on that Facebook page. There's somebody posted on their page, and they posted a photo of a family with their name, the father's name, where they live, and so forth, and their 3 children, one of which resembles missing Ariana. And instead of simply reporting what they feel is the missing Ariana and the family that took her, instead of reporting this to the authorities, this person saw fit to post this publicly along with horrible accusations and photos of their entire family, including the faces of their other children, their church location, their hometown. Now, I know this is a terrible situation, and we all want justice for Nicole, and we all want to find Ariana alive and well, but publicly dragging a whole family through the mud with absolutely no evidence other than that their child resembles Ariana is extremely irresponsible and reckless, not to mention slanderous and illegal as fuck. I am happy that so many people want to help, and I do believe that this woman's heart was in the right place. But I promise you, if somebody posts some shit like that about my family, my kids, they best never let me find out about it. If you've got a suspicion, there are tip lines and posted websites to give that information to the appropriate authorities. Let them do their jobs legally and appropriately, posting public accusations and photos of a person's entire family, including all of their children, does more harm than good, and it makes it more difficult for the rest of us to be taken seriously and be of any assistance. Grow the fuck up or step aside and let the grown folks talk. This case is so tragic already. With so many suffering, why create more victims and cause more suffering? Especially if you're wrong. Damn. Anyways, SFPD is offering a $250,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for the murder of Nicole and for the disappearance of Ariana. Best Buy has also offered another $10,000 reward for direct information leading to both the murder of Nicole and the location of Ariana. The SVPD has a 24-hour tip line where you can text a tip or call a tip. It's 1-415-575-4444. That's 1-415-575-4444. Or you can just text a message to tip 411, and if you begin the message with SFPD, it will get to the appropriate authorities. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I must say that unless you all prefer this voiceover method, I'm going to be going back to the original video style. Not only was it way more work editing this video than usual, but I don't feel like this method is personal enough. I want to be able to connect with you on a deeper level, and this style feels more like a phone call as opposed to visiting in person. And I dislike talking on the phone immensely. Anyways, the contact information to submit any information you might have on any of these cases that we just discussed can be found in the description box of this video. If you do have any information, I urge you to tell the authorities, and again, you can choose to remain anonymous. I want to thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe and like, and maybe even shoot me a comment. I always respond. And until next time, y'all stay safe out there.